In that video, we are going to talk about variables, types, and functions. The data types. In AutoIT, there is only one data type called a variant. A variant can contain numeric or string data, and AutoIT decides how to use the data depending on the situation it is being used in. For example, situation of a string operation. If we have two values considered as strings because the operation here is the concatenation, the result will be a concatenation of the two strings that we have as inputs. In a situation of numeric operation, the two strings will be considered as numeric fields and numeric values, and we can then apply an addition so we can have the sum of the two values. Variables. A variable is just a place to store data in memory so that it can be accessed quickly. In AutoIT, each variable must start with the dollar character, and it may contain letters, numbers, and the underscore character. See below some examples. So $variable, $my underscore variable, $my var1. To declare a variable, we can use local, global, or dim keywords. For example, local variable 1 or variable 2, or global variable 0. Constants are declared using enum and const keywords. For the arrays, below is an example of an array declaration. We have an array local myArray5. The 5 is the dimension of the array. And as you can see, we have assigned only 4 values. So it's an array of 5 elements where 4 elements are assigned. Array can also be multidimensional. For example, my multi-array 0, 0, x 0, y 0, for example, is the first element. And this multi-array can be seen as a matrix, for example. So now let's see the string management. To declare a string, we just declare a variable and we affect a string value with the double quote. And to split a string using a separator, here for example s, we use the function string split, and we put the string, then the separator in red s here in the example. The myArray variable will contain an array uh, which will have for its member, which will contains myArray 0, the number of substrings, and also the dimension of the array. MyArray 1 will contains my, and myArray 2 will contains string. The main function in string management are, for the concatenation we use this symbol. The search of a substring is possible using string in str, and then we put the string we want and the substring, and also some optional arguments that are mentioned with the like case sense to 0 if we want to not consider capital letters from normal letters, or occurrences to find more than one occurrence, etc., etc. For example, let's consider this example, string in str. This is an example, and we want to see if example exists is a substring of that string. So the position $position variable will contains 12 and is corresponding to the position of the substring. Now let's see the conditions. We have mainly three kinds of way of declaring or of implementing conditions. The first one is if then else mechanism. As you can see in the left, we have this kind of syntax to express the if then else. In the middle we have select case if you want to use the select case syntax for conditions, and switch case, which looks like a little bit like select, and also is used using that kind of syntax seen here. For the loops now, um, we can use for next, while when, do until, for in next. Below are also you can find examples of those implementations and those syntax related to those different loops. For the functions, the syntax to declare and call a function is as below. We call a function by just calling the name of that function with the argument, the suitable argument, and the implementation is use the keywords func and endfunc plus return if you want to return a value after a kind of calculation, for example. And here, for that function, we have the result display equal to 4 because the argument was 2 and the return a kind of the value multiplied by 2. So now we reach the assignment. Assignment is you are asked to implement a function that has an argument. This argument is the path to a folder of XML files. For each XML file, the function has to find the lines, address, the tag address, slash address, and a value called something. For something is an alphanumeric value representing an address. The function has to keep only the zip codes numeric in 4 digits and remove all other infos, street name, street number in 2 digits, city, country, etc. So first of all, you have to implement a kind of dataset, 1 or 2 or 3 XML files having at least one line of address plus the content of that address. That means the street name with the street number in 2 digits, city, country, and a zip code. And the idea is to keep only the zip code as output in a kind of output folder, if we can say, similar to, based on the on that data set you will implement before. So the hint here is to use the AutoIT function called stringregexp replace, taking a regular expression as an argument. So think about a regular expression that match the zip code, that means the numeric field of 4 digits. Okay, thank you.